This is 7 News.
Tonight, a high-speed race disaster south of the city. The haunting message from the girlfriend of Oscar Pistorius.
I'm going to miss you all so much.
And a star docker goes down in the Derby.
He's in trouble.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Blake Johnson.
Good evening. We begin tonight with details of how a drag racer survived a high-speed crash at the Perth Motorplex. South African Peter de Wit was going more than 400 kilometres an hour when both parachutes on his jet-powered dragster failed.
From zero to disaster in less than 6 seconds. Peter de Wit's first parachute rips off. The second fails. De Wit's dragster got up to 440 kilometres an hour. A sand trap and safety net at the end of the track saved the 37-year-old South African's life. Those who witnessed the 440 km/h crash say it's a miracle that Peter de Wit survived. He's recovering in Royal Perth Hospital with a fractured kneecap and burns to his back. When emergency crews arrived, he was alert but trapped in the mangled wreck. From the air, it's clear why there's no room for error in this high-risk sport. A quarter mile is just 402 metres. In January, de Wit shared these pictures of a new fire suit and helmet on Facebook, saying, getting ready for what may happen in the next few weeks. Tracy Moran, 7 News.
Colin Barnett's Liberals have promised no mercy for hoon drivers, pledging to confiscate cars and trail bikes on the first offence. It was one of several election promises from the Premier today when he launched his party's campaign to get re-elected. Political editor Jeff Parry reports. Police are reportedly investigating if a cricket bat was used in the alleged murder of the girlfriend of Oscar Pistorius. A South African newspaper claims the bloody bat could have been used by Reva Steenkamp to defend herself. The claim comes as a reality TV show starring the late model shows a now haunting goodbye message. A Perth father is told of his carjack terror as 3 men held him at gunpoint, bashed him, then stole his ute. He only bought the car 2 months ago. A relieved Senator Nick Xenophon is back home after being deported from Malaysia because of claims he was a security threat. He says he was gobsmacked when he was taken away and detained for 9 hours. Julia Gillard has made a direct pitch for blue-collar votes, promising $1 billion to save Australian manufacturing jobs. The Prime Minister has slashed research incentives to pay for the package, which hasn't been welcomed by everyone. A man was taken to hospital after his car crashed into a Balladura home overnight. The Lexus caused damage to the garage and fencing of the family home. No one else was hurt. And in Armidale, police allege a 16-year-old learner driver crashed into this home, causing $20,000 damage. The teenager has also been charged with drink driving. After the break on 7 News, the race to get a new pope to the Vatican, plus movie stars of the future. A young Aussie filmmaker stakes his claim on Hollywood. And a slow-moving sloth with a need for speed. 1,000 people brightened Langley Park today for Perth's first colour run. The 5-kilometre event raised thousands for juvenile diabetes and made quite a colourful mess.
Perth's first ever colour run sold out weeks ago. 10,000 signed up to have coloured powder thrown at them as they ran or walked 5 kilometres. In blue, pink, orange and yellow, Langley Park became a rainbow. Dubbed the happiest 5 kilometres on the planet, the run raises money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Another $1 million goes to the Swiss Celebrate Life Foundation. The colour run started last January in the US. It was brought to Australia in November. Woo! And at the end of the run, a colour overload. Kate Smithers, 7 News.
Damage from the meteor explosion in Russia is at more than $33 million. The once-in-a-century event shattered windows in more than 4,000 buildings. More than 1,000 people were injured, with around 15 still in hospital. Scientists are searching the bottom of a frozen lake for remains of the meteor shower. The 10-ton fireball left a 6-metre hole in the lake's surface. Pope Benedict's replacement may be announced earlier than expected. The 85-year-old will step down at the end of the month. The Catholic Church usually observes a 15 to 20-day waiting period before the beginning of the voting process. But church officials want a successor in place before the start of Holy Week on March 24. More than 100 cardinals under the age of 80 will be eligible to enter the secretive conclave to elect a new pope. And the world's slowest animal has briefly picked up some pace, and it seems it enjoyed every minute. A sloth that dropped from a tree in the Amazon into a speedboat was soon soaking up the sun and liking the feel of the wind through its fur. The pictures are going viral on YouTube. The world's biggest short film festival, Tropfest, is about to begin in Sydney. Organisers expect a crowd of 100,000 to help recognise the movie stars of the future. Sunday Sport now with Adrian Barrich and some very good signs for the Eagles and Dockers, Barra.
Yes, Blake, it could be a big year for footy in the West. That's next, plus an anxious wait for a Cat star. Will Steve Johnson get rubbed out for hitting Hayden Ballantyne? And the NBA stars take flight on All-Star Weekend. Doing that. That's Sunday Sport. Now back to Blake.
I'll give it a shot. Thank you, Barra. After the break, I'll have the weather for your working week. Then it's Sunday night with Chris Barth. Let's have a look at the weather. There was the odd shower around Perth today. Officially, nothing in the rain gauge, though. Our maximum for today was 26.9 at midday after this morning's minimum of 20.6. Outside now, it's 22.1 and the winds are south-southwesterly at 20 kilometres an hour. A deep trough sits way out over the Eucla as a cold front moves along the south coast. There's a high-pressure ridge coming together quickly off the south of the state tomorrow, and it'll create some fresh southeast winds across most parts. Around the state tomorrow, Karratha could see a storm with a top of 34. Mostly sunny throughout the central west and the Goldfields. Kalgoorlie 29, Bunbury 28, Albany 21. It's pretty warm in a few interstate capitals tomorrow. Adelaide claims top spot with 39. Melbourne and Hobart both 35. Showers in Sydney and Brisbane. On the water, we'll see southeasterly winds. They'll pick up into a sea breeze in the early afternoon and then they'll drop off in the late evening. Tomorrow in Perth, we can expect a clear day with a top of 29. A sea breeze should be here for a little while in the mid to late afternoon. For the rest of the week, the sun is out, warming up as the week goes. Thursday could see a top of 37, but after that, the temperature drops away and a cooler weekend is in store. And that is 7 News for this Sunday. Thanks for your company. Now here's Chris Barth with Sunday Night.
7 News, the pulse of Perth.